Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. Is signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. His Excellency, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, participates in the memorial service of former French President Jacques Chirac in Paris. The Research Council reviews the latest development in preparing the National Strategy for Scientific Research and Development 2020 to 2040. And 35 projects are announced at the conclusion of the National Youth Program for Skills Development Al-Shabab scheme. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent cable greetings to President Muhammad Buhari of Nigeria on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Majesty the Sultan also sent cable greetings to His Excellency President Nikos Anastasiades of Cyprus on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. And His Majesty the Sultan sent cable greetings to His Excellency President Xi Jinping of China on the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic. As signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Said Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, participated in the memorial service of former French President Jacques Chirac, which was held today in the French capital Paris, with the attendance of a number of countries' leaders and government presidents. The Research Council Authority reviewed in its second meeting the latest development in preparing the National Strategy for Scientific Research and Development 2020-2040 projects, stages it went through by various specialized teams and workshops that discussed efforts to adopt the strategy's priorities with Oman Vision 2020-2040 and integration with various sectors' strategies for bodies concerned. During the meeting, a report on supporting institutional research program was reviewed. The meeting was held under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, advisor of His Majesty and chairman of the Research Council. With the royal blessings of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the Diwan of the Record concluded the National Youth Program for Skills Development Al-Shabab scheme. The scheme qualified 1,000 participants from the age group of 18 to 29 with the fourth industrial revolution skills and values for more than a year, including e-learning, live lectures, and personal training. The National Youth Program for Skills Development Program announced in its closing ceremony 35 projects that passed all programs requirements. The concluding ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court. His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Omani, Minister of the Royal Office, received His Excellency Dr. Khalid bin Mohammed Al Atiyah, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs in the State of Qatar, and his accompanying delegation. During the meeting, they discussed aspects related to enhancing cooperation between both countries. They also exchanged talks about the march of relations between the Sultanate and Qatar, in addition to reviewing a number of matters of common concern. His Excellency the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs in the State of Qatar and his accompanying delegation paid a visit to the Maritime Security Center. During the meeting, they were briefed about the tasks of the center related to putting up mechanisms and procedures to the security of coasts, ports, and maritime establishments. They also got acquainted with the efforts exerted by the center within the framework of its tasks that aim to enhance cooperation and exchanging expertise with the regional and international organizations and authorities. His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State of Defense Affairs in the state of Qatar and his accompanying delegation also paid a visit to the Military Technological College. The guests listened to a brief on the general curricula, different technological specializations and various study stages at the college. Still to come on News Bulletin, the Lego brick builders in Denmark invite 15 Lego builders from Asia, Europe and North America to exhibit their imaginative creativity. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate Oman Television. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, said that the health services in the Sultanate witnessed a great development where a large number of diseases that were the cause of the death in the past were eliminated. His Excellency also stated that the ministry is implementing a number of projects, the most prominent of which are the redevelopment of a number of hospitals and the establishment of new ones. He added that on the country level, there are around 10,000 doctors in the Sultanate, as the number of hospitals affiliated to the Ministry of Health are 50 and others affiliated to some government institutions. Regarding the health center in the Wilayat of Madha, His Excellency added that it provides all the initial healthcare services, and if there was a shortage in some medicines, then the citizens should head to the responsible bodies and the medicines will be available. He further said that there are some cases that require the patient to be referred to the specialized health institutions in the governorates of North Al-Batna or Muscat. To encourage best usage of genetic resources in the Sultanate, the Oman Animal and Plant Genetic Resources Center, or PGRC, affiliated to the Research Council, organized a Manafa Ideathon under the theme Ideas of Biodiversity. Manafa Ideathon aims to help Oman's talent respond to the center's annual challenge to develop genetic resource-based businesses in order to create value for society and contribute to the diversification of the country. The Manafa Ideathon 2019 is sponsored by Oman LNG Development Foundation Fund, Oman Fisheries Company and Mithaq Islamic Bank. In addition, Sultan Qaboos University will be partnering with OAPGRC through the Innovation and Technology Transfer Center along with Outward Bound Oman. To enlighten us on this important event, we have online Dr. Nadia Asadi, Executive Director from Oman Animal and Plant Genetic Resources Center. Welcome, Dr. Nadia.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Can you brief us on this prestigious event and how many teams are competing?
Yes, indeed. Manafa program, it's an ideathon which is specifically developed for Omanis, entrepreneurs and innovators to be able to utilize the opportunity to come up with innovative and creative biodiversity-based ideas. So it actually helps them transform their ideas into viable working models. It provides our innovators and entrepreneurs an opportunity to address the threats associated with global biodiversity through developing new products and services. So it's an opportunity for them to come up with an idea to utilize the wealth of genetic resources we have in the country, be it plants, animals, marine species, microbial species, actually elevating these species. And the Manafa program is actually in line with the center's mission, Oman Animal and Plant Genetic Resources Center, which is to promote recognition of these resources, sustainably utilize them, and extract value from them. So basically, Do we know the importance of genetic resources to really put people under pressure and give under 48 hours they sit down and come up with an idea? Or maybe they already have an idea that they want to develop into a viable working model. The advantage of Manafa is we provide them with the ecosystem of mentors that are either from academia or from businesses to mentor them and nurture them through the idea process to come up with an idea which they have to pitch to judges. And we really like to thank our mentors because they played a big role in guiding the ideas of our participants and getting them to come up with viable ideas that could be pitched to the judges. We had a wonderful set of judges that actually sit down and listen to all the ideas and the judges' ideas to give them, to select the winning team. Just to tell you the number of participants we had in Manafa was a very high number and we were very excited about that. We actually had about 170 participants registered, which is 56 teams. They went through a screening, an interview where they were screened and shortlisted to 15 teams. The 15 teams had about 58 participants. It was a very exciting moment of 48 hours where they sat down with the mentors and developed their ideas. And yesterday, they presented their ideas to the judges and 4 winning teams were selected. Okay, so it's really an opportunity for them to develop this whole idea, go through the business plan as well and present it to judges.
Okay, that's quite a number. What is the reward for the winning team?
The winning teams that are selected will receive seed funding, which is about 2,500 real money, to support them in the incubation. And I'd like to really thank Sultan Qaboos University, the Innovation and Technology Transfer Center, will be incubating them for 6 months to develop their prototypes and to also work on their business ideas and business plans.
So, and who is actually eligible to participate in the Idea Fund?
The Ideathon, anybody above the age of 18 with a good business idea related to genetic resources, plants, animals, marine, microbes, and plants, animals, marine, and microbial species.
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yes, I just wanted to really thank our supporters, and as you mentioned them earlier, they were really monumental in supporting our event, and we've really received a lot of enthusiasm on the event, excitement, very positive remarks. Of course, I'd like to thank Oman Fisheries Company, Oman Energy Development Foundation, our banking partner, Nifaq Bank, our partners, Outbound Oman Innovation and Technology Transfer Center, Sultan Qaboos University. Not to forget our mentors and judges, of course, our team, very dedicated at Oman Animal and Plant Genetic Resources Center and also the Research Council. And this is the second year Manafa is going on. I must say it's really given people an opportunity to wake up to the substantial and green commercial opportunities for our genetic resources. Okay. It's events like this, like Manafa, that begin to change the public's perception about biodiversity. So we expect to see more people involved in the conservation and setting up of new businesses related to genetic resources. I hope this is the start or the seed that we're planting to develop into more commercial businesses that can actually contribute to the economy of the country as well as social and environmental impacts to the country. So we're really looking forward to this event. Tomorrow is our closing ceremony, and we really would like to honor the 4 teams that were selected. I must say the other teams are not losers. They had wonderful ideas in plant and marine and animal species, but we could only select 4. I'm sure the other teams will carry on to develop the ideas into viable working models.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Nadia.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. In order to strengthen food security in the Sultanate, Omani Dates Production and Packaging Company signed an agreement to establish the factory for dates production and packaging in the area of Arumais in the Wilayat of Barka, in addition to 6 centers for dates collection in various governorates of the Sultanate. The factory will be established according to the latest international specifications and at an area of 100,000 square meters. The total cost of the whole project is expected to be around 100 million Omani Riyals. The production capacity of the factory will be 80,000 tons of dates annually. Gulf Gemstone Holding Company held a ceremony to mark the opening of its premises in Muscat, which will be an addition to jewelry and gemstones market in the Sultanate. The establishment is considered the first in disseminating knowledge on the means of examining jewelry and issuing approved certificates for them. The company conducts lab examination for various types of jewelry and gemstones. The company renders various services with regard to jewelry and gemstones, like analyzing purity, quality, cost, and origins of these stones and publish reports on them. The company also conducts studies and researches on jewelry and gemstones, which benefit students and companies specialized in this field. And finally, 15 Lego builders from Asia, Europe, and North America are now getting the chance to exhibit their imaginative creations at the Lego house in Denmark. And we have a report on that.
15 of the world's most talented Lego builders have been invited to the home of the Lego brick, the Lego house in Bulletin in Denmark, to exhibit their creations. Around 700,000 adult Lego fans worldwide go by the name AFOL, adult fans of Lego, and 15 lucky Lego builders from Asia, Europe and North America are now getting the chance to exhibit their imaginative creations at the Lego house. In selecting the works for the exhibition, the winners were chosen because they challenged the perception of what to build from Lego bricks, a typewriter, a coral reef and a head, for example. Senior designer at Lego House, Stuart Harris, who was leading the selection, said it was incredible to meet the AFOLs and to see what they can do with a Lego brick.
There are thousands and thousands of Lego fans in the world, and it's incredible to meet them and see their passion, the same passion that we have for the Lego brick and what they can do with the Lego brick. This is very special. It's not only is it sort of a beautiful model, a beautiful construction of a face, but it has a fantastic and surprising mechanism inside it. So when you open the head up, it reveals this fantastic creation.
The exhibitors had to transport the sometimes fragile models to Billund and help install them so that they would be displayed exactly as intended. The exhibition is opened to the public since September 27.
Now the general forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coast of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Clear to partly cloudy skies are expected in the governorate of Dhofar, and winds will be easterly to south, easterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we went to tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs participates in the memorial service of former French President Jacques Chirac in Paris. The Research Council reviews the latest development in preparing the National Strategy for Scientific Research and Development 2020 to 2040. And 35 projects are announced at the conclusion of the National Youth Program for Skills Development Al-Shabaab scheme. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Thank you for your time. Good night.